Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching The Miguel Lopez Show, your number one source for honest, truthful, and unbiased commentary. If this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, everything that you can do to help us beat the algorithm and continue putting out information. Free information for all our followers that are interested in hearing the truth. The news is out there. It's no longer hidden. President Biden has dropped out of the race. The way that he came about it is questionable. He didn't speak to the White House, didn't speak to the press, didn't even send an official memo. It was posted on social media without the White House heading or nothing of the sort. At this point, we are unsure whether President Biden is alive or what is his current status because none of us have seen or heard from him in the past 5 days or more. Yes, we heard him call during Kamala Harris' press conference, but don't take my word for it. Ask yourself, when was the last time you heard of President Biden? When was the last time he was on the news? Think about it. Anyways, as you think about those questions, what does it mean that President Biden dropped out of the race? Well, now it leaves the seat open. And surely, you can guarantee that they going to appoint Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama. She hasn't said anything, but she also hasn't said that she's not going to run. As we know, the deep state, the Obamas, the Clintons, the Pelosi, they run things on the background. So, where do we stand now? We already know that the Democrats didn't run their primary election. They did everything in their books, changed all the regulation, everything, so nobody would run against Joe. And Joe was their electee. He's out of the ballot, so he's not running for office again. So that is Kamala and whoever they decide to appoint. And we all know they don't care who's there. All they want is a puppet that they can control and maintain power. Whether it's Kamala Harris or President Biden, the policy will not change. We will still see the same result because it's just a different puppet. But the puppeteers are behind the scenes, still controlling and doing everything that they had done for the past 4 years. Former presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard has something to say in regards to Kamala Harris and why she's not fitted to be President of the United States or Commander-in-Chief.
Hey everybody, I just got here to Rome where I'm going to be joining a dialogue and forum on peace, security, and prosperity for the Western Hemisphere in Europe. I just saw the news flash like everybody else. President Biden's no longer running for re-election, and he's endorsed Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee for President and Commander-in-Chief. I'm going to sound the same warning now that I have been for years, going all the way back to 2020 when both Kamala and I were running for president on the Democratic ticket. She is unfit and unqualified to be our president and commander-in-chief and would be incredibly dangerous in that position. The prospect of Kamala Harris making decisions about war and peace and where to send my brothers and sisters in uniform into harm's way is not only terrifying to us, it should be terrifying to every American, knowing that we would all pay the price for her dangerous actions and dangerous decisions. Everything you've heard me say about Hillary Clinton, the queen of warmongers, can also be said of Kamala Harris. There should be no question in your mind that if Kamala is allowed to be our president and commander-in-chief, she'll be the maidservant of this queen of warmongers, the head of this elitist cabal of warmongers that has gotten us into this place. They're the ones who've been calling the shots behind Joe Biden's presidency. They would continue to call the shots if Kamala Harris is president. And where have they led us? To the brink of war with multiple countries in all parts of the world, and closer to the brink of nuclear war and Armageddon now than ever before. The choice for us is very clear.
If you recall, Tulsi was a Democratic presidential candidate during the 2020 election. She debated against Kamala Harris, And to put it simple, she whooped her butt. Tulsi whooped her butt. Tulsi's elegant, well-spoken. She cares about America. And it's not just words coming out of her mouth. She put in the uniform. She strapped on those boots. And she marched and marched and kept on marching for this country and fighting for this country.
You go back to the 2020 presidential primary. I challenged Kamala Harris on the debate stage about her record as she called herself, the person to be the prosecuting president. She was the former Attorney General for California. She was former district attorney for San Francisco, and she said she was proud of her record on criminal justice. And so I asked her some very simple and obvious questions, pointing out her abysmal record when she was in a position to actually bring about real reforms to the criminal justice system there in California. You might see this clip playing around. I seem to be seeing it more and more these days. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
She had no answer for her record on how ultimately, when she was in a position to help people, she made decisions that hurt people.
As a vice president, what has Kamala Harris done? Can you honestly tell me one single thing that you have seen Kamala Harris accomplish, and be truthful, not just speaking words saying, oh, this is good, the best economy there is, inflation is down, everybody can buy a house, the middle class is thriving, because we all know that is bogus, is disingenuous, it is a big lie. So I ask again, can you name one thing that Kamala Harris has done as vice president that you can be proud of and the American public can be proud of and that we can articulate? I'll wait. If you are having trouble figuring out what she has done, I am in the same boat as you are. I have no idea what she has done in the office for the past 3.5 years. But I can tell you what she has not done. But don't hear it from me. Let's put Tulsi Gabbard again so she can explain to you what Kamala Harris has not done and what she wants to do.
As vice president, the first task that she was given by President Biden was to be the border czar, to go and help resolve the illegal immigration crisis at the border. Did she do so? Not at all. As you may recall, it took her a very, very, very long time to even go and visit the border. Now, I don't know about you, but if it were me and I was tasked with securing the border, how long do you think it would take me to get to the border? I would be there the next day, immediately. Go and assess the situation, figure out what are the major drivers of the problem that needs to be solved, and come up with an actionable, achievable plan to solve that problem. We got none of that from Vice President Kamala Harris. And 3.5 years later, finally, she and President Biden have admitted what we have all seen and known all along, that their policies have supported. They are open border policies. While they stood there and looked at cameras and told all of the American people, the borders are secure.
The border is secure.
The border is secure.
We're working to make sure it's safe and orderly and humane.
Border is secure, and we are working every day to increase its security.
One of our highest priorities is to ensure that we have a secure border.
They have not been secure.
Don't be fooled by the rhetoric that she is a female, that she's a black African American presidential candidate, the first African American vice president, because she is not. Her mother is from India. Her father is from Jamaica. She's a Jamaican Indian person. I have yet to meet a Jamaican that was born in Jamaica and raised in Jamaica that called themselves African American or that called themselves African Jamaican. They call themselves Jamaican. They represent Jamaica. They live Jamaica. They are Jamaica. And her mom is India. She lives India. She represents India. They are not African Americans. So do not let the media influence you and believe in this thing, and do not vote for someone just because she is a female. Do your due diligence and do not believe the propaganda that the media is going to push right now and trying to praise the hell out of Kamala Harris like she has done anything. She hasn't done anything. She has not done a single thing at all. It took her years to go to the border. And that was her task, to secure the southern border, which was not secure. God knows how many terrorists and criminals came through that border. And I'm not just talking about Mexican, Latin America person, Hispanic people. There's been so many people from the Middle East, from Yemen, from Iran, that has come through the southern border because Kamala Harris and President Biden have an open door policy, basically. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at the real news, not MSNBC, not ABC, not CNN. Listen and check the real news. And then you will see that Kamala Harris has a track record of failure. Absolutely nothing to be proud of. And so I beg of you, do your due diligence and do not just go and vote because she's a female, because she's black, because remember, the Democrats are the one that cannot distinguish what is a female. They are the one that wants to put male inside female bathroom, inside female sports. So if they the one that want your kids to change sex and you not even be informed, to do changes that will forever destroy their life. So if you agree with that, if that is who you think you are, if that is what you want for your kids and your kids' kids, then go and vote for Kamala. Just remember that you are doing an injustice to the American people. And if you are in agreement with Kamala Harris and this is what you truly want, to have your child change sex with irreversible procedures, to have male people who pretend that they are female to go into a young girl bathroom, pretending they are also female, do you have any idea how many people, rapists and sick people, are gonna pretend that they are female, they identify as a female right now? So wake up, America. Do not let the media influence you with this rhetoric. Kamala Harris has a record of doing absolutely nothing but destroying the American people. In that, I guarantee you that she has succeeded along with President Biden. They have destroyed the American people. They have divided and continue dividing the American people. And unless you wake up, you will find yourself in a place that you don't want to be. So wake up, and do not be influenced.
She has nothing to stand on for her record other than failure. You're going to be hearing a lot of revisionist history being written by the mainstream propaganda media, who are going to do all that they possibly can to prop her up, to make her appear to be this great candidate and someone who is qualified to serve as President and Commander-in-Chief. We can't allow ourselves to fall for it. We got to, again, look at the facts, look at her record, and understand that not only is she unfit and incapable of being our President and Commander-in-Chief, she would actually be quite dangerous in this position.
That is all for today. I will see you on the next show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.